Christians are always being blamed for things that true Christians didn't do. Those who profess don't always possess truth. Now you've all heard this. Perhaps the darkest blotch on the Christian complexion is the Spanish Inquisition. The Spanish Inquisition was a monstrous epic of brutality and barbarity, but was it Christians persecuting non-Christians? No. In fact, despite what most of you have heard from the atheist propaganda machine, the Spanish Inquisition wasn't Christians killing non-Christians. It was fake Christians, Christians who hijacked the faith, killing and persecuting largely other Christians. The Inquisitor.
Okay. Nice new video there, Brock. But there's a few problems you have. Number one, you commit the no true Scotsman fallacy, or also known as the not a true Scotsman's fallacy, in which you're trying to redefine some Christians as not being Christian. Yeah. I'm sorry to say, but those who committed the atrocities during the Spanish Inquisition were Christian. Now, true, I want to make this point out to everyone, that the number of people killed by the Spanish Inquisition was nowhere near as high as has sometimes been mentioned. It was maybe a few tens of thousands, maybe, and definitely not millions. I just want to point that out for people that don't know that. However, it was Christians committing atrocities towards Christians of different persuasions, such as Catholicism versus Protestantism, and definitely towards non-Christians. So, sorry, Brock. You fail on that point because you've just committed a fallacy by saying that these Christians are not Christians because they don't follow your view of Christianity.
One simply cannot have a conversation with an atheist without him bringing up biblical slavery in some sort of childish glee. Most, by doing so, just simply wave their biblical, cultural, and historical ignorance around as a trophy of triumph. Because any educated person knows that the condition of slavery in the ancient world is something very different than the notion that we have today. The city of Athens alone had 400,000 inhabitants. 300,000 of them were slaves. Slavery in the ancient world was often as voluntary as you being a slave to your employer because you need compensation to pay your rent and to clothe yourself.
So let's talk about slavery. Slavery is basically to hold a person or persons as property. That's it. Guess what, Brock? Whether you're talking about the biblical slavery or the slavery of the Greek and Roman eras, or if you're talking about the slavery that was here in America, as well as other places in the world, slavery is still slavery. We see slavery as being wrong today. Indentured servitude is considered immoral by today's views. Now, here's an interesting thing, though. If slavery is immoral by, say, the Christian view, and hence they're presuming that God feels slavery is immoral, and that morals are absolute and hence unchanging, and, well, they are what they are, then slavery in the Old Testament could not have been supported by the Old Testament God, which is supposedly the New Testament God as well. However, it was. So there's a little conflict of concepts going on there. If morals are absolute, then slavery condoned by the God of the Bible was a moral thing. Or those morals have changed, then morality isn't absolute. So it kind of undermines many of your own ideas.
And lastly, what of the atheistic complaint about Christian missionaries? Again and again you hear from the godless community that nothing good can spring from the far-reaching arms of the Christian faith. But the truth is, nothing in the annals of history even compare to the accomplishments by Christian missionaries.
the final one, in regards to missionaries, well, missionaries try to do good, some of them do, but the majority of Christian missionaries have utterly destroyed cultures. And the process of going out and making these missionaries has also brought diseases to these Aboriginal and indigenous peoples that have damn near wiped them out. No. Missionaries were not a good thing for the human population on this planet. To modern missionaries, not much better, because they still destroy culture. Now, that'll be it for this one.